you, like, no, let's get out of here. And y'all pop out the back, and then you meet, and just to kind of hurry things up for time reasons, y'all meet at the Jeep, and your boss Angelo's like, once you finally get the gag off of him, he's like, "Oh my god, thank you, thank you so much,
And real
thank you so much,
quick,
Celeste."
is he all like bloody and stuff and gross?
Oh yeah, he's been
So
just punched a
before he
lot.
gets in the back seat, I keep like, for winter, I actually just keep a couple blankets in the back. I'm gonna like hurry up and like woof those over the seat. No evidence. Hop in. I
No
help him
evidence,
in.
perfect. Yeah,
So
he's definitely leaking on him a little bit. You might want to use some elementalism to torch those later. Um, but
education.
yep, and
Wrong game.
so he's like, of all the people that came and saved me, I would have not expected you, Celeste. What did somebody at work put you up to this, or how how did you
No.
distract them with a card trick? And he looks back over at you, Celeste, like, what is going on?
Um.
He does not know you're a fae, by the way.
Well, now he does.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say, see, yeah. Well, you owe me Blizzard. Now you owe me another favor. Um.
Oh, any favors? Yeah, you want a promotion?
hmm,
I could probably swing that. I might have to talk to a few people, but
Um. Okay. Out of character, I forgot the guy's name.
Angelo.
No, the guy, the police guy who told him.
Oh, Sergeant Carpal.
Yeah, Sergeant Carpal told me to find you for his boss, his other boss, because you keep signing demon contracts. You shouldn't do that
What? How do you know? How do you know about that?
because I used to date a demon.
What the fuck? You're one of those.
No, no,
You're
no.
one of
I'm,
those
I'm
people.
no, I'm a fae, but I used to date a demon,
A
and
fae. I didn't even know fae existed.
well, now you
Holy
do.
shit.
Yeah. So
Let me guess. There are zombies walking around everywhere too.
I don't think he was a zombie, but he
Oh,
did
so
smell
zombies
kind of.
exist.
No, listen, we got to get you. I don't know, take a bath or
Okay, my
something, and then you got
sister's
to
house is.
go.
My sister's house is like, I don't know, 6 miles up the
Who's
road.
someone you don't know very well? They're
Uh,
gonna
uh,
find you if they know who you're related to. Who's someone you
Yeah.
like
uh.
kind of know? Or hey, Celeste, do you have someone you know that no one knows your boss? You might want to hide your
Um.
friends because I think someone might come. And I'm like totally driving
Well, I
so
mean, they hate
fast.
you. They
Huge
still.
dirt cloud behind the Jeep.
They're not really
Yep.
human fans, so I don't know.
Uh,
You could go to.
just as long as
You
you
could.
don't take me to a zombie's house, I'm fine.
I mean, can you
Okay, let's
teleport
drop
from
them
the
off at
fate
my
plane or
place.
something?
Let's just drop them off at my place, and then I will
Fine.
stay with somebody tonight.
Yeah,
That's
that's fine. I got
Okay,
a
well, you're gonna
couch,
be in the
man.
swamp.
You can hang at my place. I got lots of extra room, extra rooms.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I have
There's no
this
telling how long
house.
you're gonna be in the swamp tonight.
Yeah, I've got this house also in the swamp that we could just drop them off at.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
say that.
yeah,
We'll say.
perfect.
Well, we're not gonna look at the map. We'll say you're close enough by to where you can swing by, drop Angelo off, give him an extra key, whatever. Tell him where the sandwich supplies are, which it's all just ice cream sandwich supplies.
Tarts and ice cream.
And then
Jokes on him.
so,
There is no key, but he won't be able to find his way out without me.
oh Lord, got it. So he's locked in. You're
And
home. So we've
Slytherin's in
kidnapped
there.
him for his own safety. All right, and so this is right about when we will have everybody. We'll kind of fast forward time a bit. We'll have everybody sort of arriving um at Quentin's place. You've all been given the address and stuff from Macks. Um, did anybody have anything real quick that they wanted to do before going to do that? No. Okay. So we will have everybody kind of pulling up. So imagine you're like at a trailhead kind of. You like have to drive and some back roads to get to it. You park your car and there's a couple of, different offshoots that go and they're labeled with, and like the trees at the head of the trail are painted with like a little like a painted stripe over them to kind of tell you where you're going, so you're going to the proper direction. we'll go ahead. Max is an early bird. We'll go ahead and you know say that Max is there already. And so who thinks it's in character for them to arrive next, basically, like kind of like be another punctual person.
I could arrive next, honestly, because I'm
Okay.
pissed off. I'm like, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go. I have nowhere else to go. I've like, took the time off at work,
Hmm.
and I don't. I'm definitely not gonna do my other job. So I'm gonna go there and piss some time away.
Okay. Perfect. So you park your Mini Cooper, and there's only one other car parked there for now. Quint and Ewan haven't arrived yet. Ewan is not much of a get his hands dirty kind of guy, so he's just there to give y'all something to capture the creature with. But you do know that Quint is going to be going with you,
Okay.
with his trusty pistols.
So who's
Um,
there right now?
Max,
All right.
Andy's character Max is there. So
Okay.
so go ahead and describe what your character Max is doing as Darla gets out of her car.
Yeah, you already see Max is out there. He's setting up all this stuff. The truck's out. He's got stuff in the back seat if you need it. Right now, you can see that he is putting these long bolts into this little kind of like fanny pack that he's got going on. He's wiping down a couple of different tools and weapons down in the bed of his truck. Um getting ready. Surprised he beat Quint to his own house, but it happens. So
Darla would walk up to you, take out a cigarette and start smoking, and looks at you and goes, "Hey, Max."
Hey, this ain't good for you, yeah?
If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. Yeah.
Yep, give me one.
And I don't know.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. I laughed
Sorry,
so
it's
hard I'm on
menthol
yours.
though. I am still
Yeah.
how I am.
At this point, we're about to go fight this big old beast, I think, so I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
And light it up.
How
I'm
have
glad
you
to see
been?
you. Yeah, I've been a bit busy, working, building, exploring,
Getting
maintaining,
some rest.
getting some. I'm
Getting some
Yeah.
rest.
yeah,
Getting some rest.
yeah.
Are you getting some rest?
There's been a lot of things going on, and I've been doing my best, and that sometimes.
Is it good enough? Is your best good enough?
Are you asking me, or are you asking me who's doing what you want me to say?
I just want to know what you've been doing, whether you've been resting, as we've agreed upon since we last saw each other.
Yeah, which has been a little while. Let me remind you that. I don't know what you've been up to, but it's good to see you.
True, I have been gone for a little bit. Yeah.
Either way, I had a good dinner the other night. We had a big hunk of deer that I found
Nice.
out, and made a little bit of sausage out of that. And it was nice. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going to bed early, waking up early, but if I go to bed early and wake up early, it balances those out. Honestly, last night I went out for a little bit. We went to the concert with the Vamps, and
Oh.
it was a lot. It was a lot. I'll be honest on that.
I had tickets for that. My ex was involved in it.
Well, for better or worse, maybe it's for the better.
Oh, I missed it for the best.
Good.
Definitely.
I'm glad to hear it, and I'm glad I didn't see you last night, and we get to hang out today.
I just came back
Hunting
into
this
town.
thing. Yeah, that's exciting. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah. Been gone for about a month. Needed to take a break. Lots of stuff happened before that, and I wanted to relax for a little bit,
It's always good to take a little bit of a breather when you need one.
Yeah. But it's back to the grind again.
You telling me? I mean, look at where we're at. Literally right now. This thing's got tentacles, apparently. Who knew?
Yeah, and I got claws, so we can do.
Fair enough. And I got these, and I just grabbed my little pouch on my waist. So, I mean, collectively, whatever these things got for us,
We
I
can
ain't
take
worried
care of
about
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of car is Frank driving?
A car. You know, it's you
I'm not much
you
of a car
drive
guy.
it. It's the kind of car that like you get into it and you drive
What's
it.
its genre
Gets
of
it to
car?
you.
The car that turns
It's
on. Yes.
It's a
it's
car
the
that drives you
genre
from
of
A to
car.
B.
Yeah, it's
It's got
basically
4 wheels. It's got.
Does
it's
it
an
have 4 doors
unknowable
or 2
car.
doors?
Four. It's a regular
It has 4 doors.
sedan.
Got it.
It's a sedan. It drives. You
Yep,
get
because
into it,
Yep,
and then you
and you
get
park.
out,
Yep,
and
and you're getting out now.
you do manage to remember where you parked, but you don't really remember anything about this car.
There's only
ever.
2 other cars parked here, so you're pretty good. You'll be good. You get
Yep.
and you see your friend whom you just had a interesting conversation and mini hangout with. Oh, we lost Elise. Oh, we'll get her back. Luckily, this app, Glaza, it's awesome. If someone like drops and then comes back in, it puts them right back like in the spot and everything. So it's pretty awesome. All right, so yeah, so Frank pulls up in his sedan, and yeah, and you look out. Your headlights as you pull in shine on the 2 people that are talking, and you see that it's Darla and Macks. The 2 most recent people you had very heated conversations with, or but yeah, so yeah, you both see Frank get out of his car.
I wordlessly offer Frank a cigarette.
He'll take it, and he kind of mumbles to himself, "Oh Christ, on Friday."
Yeah. Well,
What's this all about? What are we doing?
ape
Apparently
with
there's a
tentacles.
Yeah,
Apparently,
it's a swamp ape. So I don't know. I'm waiting for Quint. You should know more about him.
Apes don't have tentacles.
these do apparently.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we think don't have things that they do have, and then we find the things that do have those things, and we think, oh shit, those things do actually have those things sometimes. And oh man, all and never. Man, they always wrong.
Is this like the female hyena type thing?
There's a what female hyena?
I think I know where you're
Right
going
as,
with
right
this
as
one.
Frank
hyenas?
mentions that.
There
Right
are
as
I mean,
Frank
female
yeah,
mentions
there
that.
hyenas.
are female hyenas, but like
Female hyenas
And
have
they do have-
penises
they do
that
have
they
the
give
biggest
birth
ones,
out
yeah.
of.
They do. It's
This is
wild,
true.
actually.
are
Anyway,
hyenas non-binary?
Well, no, and
Essentially,
no.
well, I mean,
They have
They
vestigial.
do have a binary,
Anyway.
and one is just objectively more powerful. So
I see.
Anyway,
it's the females.
an interesting biology lesson. But you hear an ATV off in the distance. It's getting closer, coming up through one of the trails. And soon enough, out comes Quint driving an ATV with a rather startled-looking, fancily dressed, older, graying man who's riding on the back, holding on for dear life. And they come to like a halt that like kicks up some grass, and off steps Quentin, which if any of the players want to know what any of these people look like, if you go to NPC's anchors, that's where both Quentin and Ewan are. They're actually right next to each other, number 6 and number 7. Quentin's got his hunting camo on, and he's drinking some Milwaukee's Best while driving the ATV. And then on the back, Ewan Lewis has some kind of some of those like shorts that like you would play like tennis in, sort of, and some like tennis shoes and a kind of like a fairly expensive looking short sleeve button down. He's got a long, kind of white and gray beard, and his hair looks like it used to be blonde, but it's largely graying. You're all familiar with him. He's, like I said, basically he's like a famous person among the supernatural community. He's the head librarian, uh, and of the main like public magical library, and he's the dean of admissions at Dunninger University, which is where Olivia and her friend Julia go. But yeah, they both step off the ATV. Quentin's walking over to you normally while Ewan steps off of it and like kind of walks kind of far away from the ATV, like he wants no part of that contraption. And Quentin's like, "Hey, looks like y'all done got here just in time. Me and old Ewan is out there scoping things out." Yes, scoping things out. That is one way to put it. Holy shit, man! You drive like a absolute bat. A bat out of hell, even. And all right, well, whatever. Fancy pants. I guess you can't handle a little four-wheeling. Well, you told me it wouldn't be that bumpy of a ride because of the new boardwalks that you installed, but you were only on the boardwalk for like 5 seconds before you went off into the muck. And he like looks down, and his like socks and tennis shoes and like up to his knees are just like covered in mud splashes and everything. And then he just sort of waves his hand, and it's all clean, like prestidigitation. Oh, that was a neat trick. You think you could think you can clean some of my old britches? I'm just messing with you. I ain't gonna make you do that. Plus I like them seasoned. Anyway, all right, Max. Looks like you got the crew. Is this all of them?
No.
And right around that time's when the old crusty Jeep comes pulling up with the
covered in back road dust. It says "Wash
back
me" on
road
the back.
You know, it's
Like
working.
posted it.
I don't think I said earlier. Celeste is not dressed for this at all. She's still dressed
Yeah,
like she was
perfect.
going to the concert that she never made it to.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
Yeah,
perfect. So
I'm not.
you pull up with those headlights, Olivia, and you're driving, so obviously you're focusing on everything, really, make sure you don't run anybody over. But the last person you expected to see here was your freaking dean of admissions, like just standing here covered in mud with this group of people.
Like, hey, professor. I'm guessing
Oh.
deans usually teach too. So
Yeah, definitely. He teaches defense against the dark arts. No, I'm just kidding. It's like he teaches you how to kill shit. Anyway, no, he's an elementalist. Actually, he's a renowned elementalist. So he actually does teach you how to kill shit. So he's like, oh, wow, my best student.
I didn't know that. I'm thinking that to myself, like, well, thank you, professor. And I'm like pulling out like a breaker bar from my like kit, because I don't know what we're up against, and it's like a huge piece of metal. Like, no big deal.
Shoot some lightning bolts out of that thing.
Fireball. I'm just kidding.
Well, this is amazing. Make sure to keep yourself safe, which if you're here with Quentin, I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem. Well, I'm so glad you're here, actually, because I was going to try to get Quentin to use this thing, and I don't know how I even thought that was going to work. He pulls out a jar, and you immediately recognize it, Olivia, as this is like the wizard equivalent of like a Pokeball. It is a magic jar that you can trap living things into. A much more rare, more powerful version of this was used during last season to trap a giant magical, like sentient maelstrom that was terrorizing the Feywild. This is just like a smaller version of that, and he hands it over to you, and he's like, I assume you know what to do with this thing if you paid attention in my class.
I do, and as I say that, I want to figure someone out, and I want to figure out what they're hoping to get out of
we got time for a quick one of those. So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus mind real quick.
Good mind score. I do. Okay, 7.
7. Okay. He's not going to ask you a question because you're one of his students, and he's also dean of admission, so he probably knows everything there is to know about you already.
Mhm.
So you can just ask a couple questions.
Okay, so is it like RP questions or is it things that I
You
can
can
like
ask any
figure out?
questions you come up with, or there's like 6 bullet points here
Oh
under
yeah,
at the
earlier I
bottom
just
of
said
figure
like
someone out.
what does he want to get out of the situation kind of thing.
What? Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, that can definitely be one. He wants this thing to be captured, but he also wants to add to his collection of captured things.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm not very worried. So, okay, cool.
Yeah, you get one more if you want. Otherwise,
Oh, sure.
you can just.
Yeah, why not? Might do sorry if you hear my kid in the background. Maybe who's pulling the professor's strings? Be interesting.
Ooh, the wizard the wizard community as a whole. He's doing everything he can to like gain the wizard community's trust, and so he's being pulled back and forth. It's like he's almost like a marionette with like multiple puppeteers that are all like pissed
Herding
at each
stray
other.
cats.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because he, because a character from last season, Alan Moore's grandfather passed away, and either grandfather or mentor passed away, and then like kind of, you know, this guy like inherited like head librarian. But he was already the dean of admissions, so the wizard community thinks he has too much power.
Okay. Yeah, well, I pick up
But
the
yeah.
gear and I'm like, all right, so Max, what are we hunting down today?
Well, I think I'm gonna leave that answer up to Quentin over here. You two been
Y'all
doing
ever
a little
seen the
bit of
scum?
scouting already.
Yeah, that thing left a big old pile of shit on the trail, and I had to go run. It had stepped in its own pile, and it just ran off in the woods. And I was hunting it down, was tracking it, mainly by smell. And then at this point, you see the wizard just rolling his eyes, and then he's like, "That thing can climb trees. I don't know, man. One of these trees was bark stripped down it where this thing done climbed up it with its sharp ass tentacles or something." It's some kind of bipedal, furry thing with sharp tails and big old stretchy tentacles that could rip you to shreds. And it's hard as hell to track unless it steps in its own poop, I guess. And so that's why I got all y'all here. We're gonna split up like we're trying to track a little lost baby in the woods or something. Except the little lost baby's gonna be this monster that's gonna try and rip you up. I got some waders over there so you don't get your little britches dirty. Sorry about that. I guess I could have gave you those before we took the ATV ride. Yes, you could have. I would have gladly wore them. These are expensive shoes. Anyway, I got some waders. I got some flashlights. Hell, I got a few guns out in the back. I'm sure Max got some too. I just want to say thank y'all for coming. I mean, y'all need anything from me after this, you got it. But just also keep this in mind. You are helping the people of Linwood Cove by getting rid of this thing. This thing is dangerous. This ain't like that cute little thing. Never mind. Um, Never mind. I done said too much. And he sort of looks
And
over you, Max, and winks.
when he's done, I might ask Max like, "Hey, what do you have?" So I can try to like get him away from the group because I know his secret. I know he has the pet as one of the deaths, and I just want to like really quietly ask him, be like, "We're not hunting down your little buddy here, are we? Because that guy's kind of cool, like the little pet you have."
I'll be honest, I've been wondering the same thing. I don't think the answer is yes. He
Okay.
says it's bipedal and furry, and as far as
Oh,
I'm
okay.
aware, that is not corresponding with the same image that
Okay,
I
good.
know. It's not the same thing, I don't think.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't know what exactly this thing is. I'm very curious. It sounds like this guy wants to capture it alive, which
Okay.
we'll see what happens. I will assess the situation when we see this thing in its full capacity.
Sounds good. If it's magical, this will take care of it. And I like kind of like show the contraption I have from the professor. So
Well,
Yeah,
cool.
it looks like a
some of
jar.
these.
It's a jar that has like a brass lid with all sorts of like arcane carvings on it.
Okay. Just this thing. Thought it was like a staff or something. Whoops. There you
Oh,
go.
sorry. No, it's okay. It's a literal
Yeah.
jar. It's like yeah, it's a jar that like, it's like a
Jar of angry
Pokeball, but in the form of
bees.
a
No, I'm
jar.
just kidding.
I'm imagining like a Pokemon Go egg incubator.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yay.
that's very accurate. Okay, so we will go ahead and wrap things up. Y'all are gearing up in your waders, grabbing your flashlights, and staring into the dark swamp.
Went on a bear.
And
hunt.
then, right just before you enter the trailheads and
Oh yeah,
split up.
Max, make sure everyone has a little headlamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. And any last things before I continue?
Oh yeah.
I just want to give
I'm
y'all a
gonna-
chance to.
I'm gonna turn off both my phone and Phoenix's phone. Just
Okay.
turn it off.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before
Calm
we even
down.
go in, Max is gonna huddle everyone up and go over somewhat of a game plan. We don't know where this thing is going to be exactly. We know it smells like shit right now, but it might have washed off in the swamp. Who really knows? Everyone be prepared. If anyone needs a weapon, here's this. And he holds out the revolver. If anybody needs something. Besides that, he goes over all of these different what if possibilities, depending on these different scenarios. Planning out best laid plans. So if I can roll with mind. Or do you want
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. And that'll be.
Sweet.
We'll
Yeah.
wrap up. You can roll it now, and we'll see what your result is.
That's
and
not
then we can
ideal.
Wrap up.
That's still being
Fun.
going to be a 7. That's a mixed success on that one.
I'm sorry, your microphone's cutting up. What'd you say?
Oh, that's going to be a 7. A 5 plus 2. So that's a hold
Okay.
2. So I can spend these holds 1 for 1, regardless of the distance, for anybody that was hearing about all of the what ifs and different things that can happen. So after rolling, I can choose to even add 1 to somebody's roll later, and a couple of other things. But I'm now
Okay,
hold
cool.
2
So you
for
could.
whatever happens next.
Okay, cool. So you've basically got like some little buffs that you can pass out to people
Correct.
during next week's session. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so y'all are getting geared up. You have your little huddle, and you're about to enter the trailhead, and all of you can hear this. You hear something large, something unfamiliar, and something unnerving. It's very deep. It's very guttural. It's very raspy. And it sounds like it's coming from deep in the swamp. And that's where we will go ahead and call it.
Oh shit.
And so
Good
next week we'll
cliffhanger.
have a muddy group swamp adventure.
Putting on my poncho.
Oh boy.
And if our guest makes it next week, he will be showing up to kind of join y'all as well, the werewolf character.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's we could go ahead and let's see, we'll go in reverse order we went last time, and y'all could just say who you are, plug anything, and we'll save stars and wishes for our Discord channel or whatever, just for time reasons. So yeah, go ahead, Elise, if you want to.
Yeah,
start us
sure.
off.
So I'm Elise, D&D Elise on Twitter. I'm a TTRPG game designer. I do third-party D&D content, DM's Guild, Drive Through RPG. Our most recent releases are Sea Shanties, A Bardic Guide, which has locations that serve as treasure, sea shanties, which are pretty much extra spells for our bards, and magic items and trinkets, because there's just not a lot of bard equipment in the DMG, so we thought we'd give them a little something special. We also have the Through the Veil series available on the DM's Guild if you're into D&D 5e Feywild. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, awesome. And then Janie, you want to go ahead next?
Janie Pot 7575 on socials.
Okay. That works. All right. Hold on one second. I got this. All right. Yeah, I got a message from the producer. All right. So, all right, we will go ahead and go over to Andy next.
Yeah, hey, I'm Andy. You can find me on Twitter at Martinez Tweets, on Twitch, Martinez Streams. Do games on Mondays. On Tuesday, we're going to be starting our season 2 of the Champions of the Fae over on Raven's channel. We've been building our second season for a little bit now. Over the next week on Twitter, you're going to see new characters popping up. I think we have playlists on about music for each of our characters. There's a map that we've made up now. There's a lot of stuff that we got going on for this one. So that's going to be starting out next Tuesday over on Raven's channel, and then over here on Saturdays. That's it. That's pretty much it for me. Find me on Twitter. I'll tell you about science and some games.
Hell yeah, both of those things are great, and that's also more Fae awesomeness. If you didn't get enough from our Chaos Fae
Oh,
in this game,
it's going to be chaos. It's going to be a lot.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, knowing who's playing for
It's
sure.
gonna be chaos.
Chaos, but
Okay,
right.
yeah, I'm going to steal that. Thanks.
Anyway, so go ahead, Kat.
I'm a cat. I'm a cat named Schrodinger. Cat named Schrodinger or cat and Schrodinger, depending on what you're looking for, or where you're looking for, or who you're looking for. Yeah, I play Frank, and he's a grumpy old man. And I'm also a grumpy old man, but I'm not quite as grumpy as Frank. So, yeah, that's all you need to know.
And then Glyza.
Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. I play Darla tonight. And it's such a great time to come back and play her and her messy um, life. Hey, I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a talk show host of a show called Trial Run over at Never Ending. We'll be back soon with more episodes with where I interview all kinds of TTRPG personalities, creators, designers, players, um, and everything else in between, where I interview them and run them through a quick one shot where we make our characters together. Speaking of TTRPG personalities, I'm one as well. You can see all the stuff I'm in by just checking out bio.link/classical Glyza to see wherever you can find me, or just look at classical Glyza everywhere on the socials, but especially on Twitter, because I not only make all my announcements there, I'm occasionally hilarious, a little bit of a delight. The main thing that I want you guys to keep in mind and looking forward to is I am currently working on a 10 candles campaign. That's right, I said campaign. I didn't say one shot. It's a 10 candles campaign. Most people didn't believe me, but I'm going to do it.
I believed you.
Thank you. That's it for me.
That's yeah. I don't know much about 10 Candles, but I assume that's one of those games that usually only is done in one shots.
Yeah, because everybody dies by the end of the game.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
found a way.
We just did this something similar with a game called Quietus actually, and ran like a 7-episode arc of it when it was supposed to be just one session. It was pretty. That's cool. I love that. I love taking something like that and kind of stretching it out for a little bit longer. It's fun to try and come up with that. Anyway, I am Leland / Leopold the Just. You can find me all over the place at Leopold the Just. Keep an eye out because not this Monday, but the following Monday, I'll be starting in a Good Strong Hands campaign run by my friend Arnica over on Girls Run These Worlds. And we have some amazing characters that are... It's basically Never Ending Story, the RPG, and I watched Never Ending Story again out of excitement, and I'm gonna cry, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm playing essentially a rock biter, which is like my favorite character of all time. So I'm gonna eat rocks and be real sweet and all that stuff, and care about my friends. But yeah, the story's gonna be really cool. It's I don't want to say too much about it, but there's gonna be a bunch of like popular fictional universes that we're going to enter with our characters and stuff. Because if you've ever seen Never Ending Story, it's essentially the world where all of fiction created by the human mind exists. So that's going to be a really cool It's kind of like going to be like a little bit of a road trip type style thing too. So keep an eye out on that. That's going to be Monday nights. I think probably around the same time this starts, or like 8 Eastern or whatever. But yeah. Then other than that, I'm not really doing anything. There are some really cool Kickstarters going on right now in the tabletop RPG community. Just, I don't know, look around and back some of them and support people. And after this, we are going to be we're going to be rating Devil's Luck Gaming, I think. Yes, Devil's Luck Gaming. We're going to be rating Devil's Luck Gaming. So our raid cry will be what's a good raid cry?
Caw.
Bedtime.
Caw is our raid cry. Caw.
Sorry, I've been watching Game of Thrones. There's so many crows. Oh my gosh. The three-eyed raven is coming to your stream.
That's so good. Okay. Anyway, that makes me happy. All right. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye. Wave until the producer